Hello, my name is Zen, and this is my biology project on plant cell organelles.
Eventually,
The first organelle is the nucleus, which is right here, and what it does is that it commands the cell, and the analogy for the nucleus is Mr. Krabs, because he's the boss of the Krusty Krab, and he tells people what to do.
Mr. Krabs, I found that under the grill.
And tomorrow, a customer will find it under his bun.
But it's old and cold, and so very full of mold.
You're not to make another patty until that one is sold.
eventually,
The next organelle is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is right here. And what it does is that it synthesizes important molecules in our bodies. And the analogy for that is Karen.
eventually,
The next organelle is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is right here. And what it does is that it cleanses our bodies of toxins. And the analogy for that is SpongeBob, because he cleans the Krusty Krab and his house.
eventually,
The next organelle is the ribosomes, which is these purple dots. And what it does is that it make building blocks of our bodies. And the analogy for that is the kitchen, because you put together the bread, the meat, the lettuce to make the Krabby Patty.
It's your grilling gear! The crowd's getting restless!
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah. They're gonna love this. Here, try a sample from the daytime menu.
eventually,
The next organelle is the Golgi apparatus, and what it does is that it processes and packages proteins. And the analogy for that is this guy, which is the mailman, and he packages mail and sends them off to people.
Hello.
Package for Mr. SquarePants.
Great, thanks. So, you like delivering mail?
It puts bread on the table.
Rye or pumpernickel?
Oh, brother.
So, do you deliver your own mail, or do you have your own mail person? But then who delivers his mail? Is there a never-ending chain of mailmen delivering mail to other mailmen? Well, I guess a P.O. box could, in theory, break the chain.
Don't you have a paper to write?
How did he know I'm supposed to be writing an essay?
eventually,
The next organelle is the lysosome, which is these green dots. And what they do is that they get rid of cell waste. And the analogy for that is this guy, which is the garbage man, and he throws away garbage.
eventually,
The next organelle is the mitochondria, and what it does is that it makes energy for the cell. And the analogy for that is this outlet.
eventually,
The next organelle is the cell wall, which is right here. And what it does is that it gives structural support. And the analogy for that is Sandy Cheeks' house, which is right here. That's made out of glass.
Stop! Ricky! Ricky! I'm a quitter!
eventually,
The next organelle is the chloroplast. And what it does is it produces energy through photosynthesis. And the analogy for that is again.
Eventually.
The next organelle is the cytoplasm, which is like the floor. And what it does is that it holds everything that rests in the cell. And the analogy for that is the ground of the bikini bottom.
Eventually.
The next organelle is the plasma membrane. And what it does is it lets things in and out. And the analogy for that is Patrick's house, which let things in and out.
Sorry, Patrick. I need a place to hide from those jellyfish.
What jellyfish?
Ever since the wind started, a sound whistles through my holes that jellyfish seem to love.
Hey, pal. Oh! SpongeBob! Get out of here! I'm sorry, SpongeBob, but you've become a negative influence!